played a couple from a new collection that I have coming out later on in the spring called the 13th Round from 6 Foot Swells down in New Orleans. Ring the bell. Success bleeds in back alleys. It's drunk on bar stools begging for a shot. It's taking 2 punches to give one. It's howling at the moon on a cloudy night. It's staggering to your feet when you know the odds of getting knocked back down are 2-1 at best. The night is an empty room. The moon hangs over the broken city like a light bulb in an interrogation room. Shadows spill out across the floor like confessions pouring from a dream. Walls close in, voices from nightmares hurl accusations, and I'm the only suspect without an alibi. This is the title poem, The 13th Round. The 13th Round. The rejection letters and bills connect with a flurry of stiff right hands. The whiskey jabs my senses, and the day's news delivers an uppercut. I stagger back to my corner, grab my pen and paper, and wait for the bell to ring again. State of the Union. Laundry hanging out to dry, flapping in the breeze, a dozen white flags. There's a poem called Spring. Spring. Sometime around 6th grade, I put my action figures away, collected a bit of courage, walked across the schoolyard, and asked for her phone number. Things never made sense again. I've got 5 kids at home and a handful of dogs. And this is a poem called Taking the Dogs Out. I fell down the stairs tonight, again, feet skyward, head upside down, back twisted, arms contorted, fingers outstretched, flailing for a banister just out of reach. The rhythm of the falling sounds like laughter with each step. The end arrives, bruised and battered in a pile of sneakers, kids' toys, laundry, and humiliation. Laying there, I try to think of how to tell the story to my friends, once again realizing none of them will believe I was sober. And the dogs stand above me, offering no sympathy, just wondering why we're not outside already. This is a poem for one of my good friends, John Greiner from New York. This is the very true story of how we met. Southern Latitudes for John Greiner. I'm sitting here in the afternoon sun reading Hunter S. Thompson as the good doctor attempts to flee Las Vegas. My mind begins to shift and alter as I recall the night I met a guy who everyone called the Baron in a Peruvian prison cell, and how we were able to produce the right paperwork thanks to a well-timed phone call from our friend at the embassy. We were able to cross the border by midnight, just as the hangman walked slowly down the stairs of the gallows and untied his rope in disappointment. The Baron and I crawled through junipers and cactus, rocks and rattlesnakes, finally limping through the beaten doors of the hillside cantina, enjoyed a bottle and celebrated the next chapter. We got two more, and call it a night. Cosmic Charlie's got the blues. I came through the old town the other day, passed by you under the red light on the corner. Leather jacket hanging off shoulders that carry a burden of long hair and beard tucked below a ball cap, cursing traffic. Similar to how you'd curse me if I was standing next to you. I'm heading to pick up my kids from school. You're off to do whatever it is that you do now. So many seasons have rolled away with the wind since our last laugh. Our conversations grown silent. Both of us now waiting for the light or something else to change. Community service. I had to do, back in the day, community service for school, and I did it at the senior center in my hometown. Community service. Every day down at the center, slinging meals and packing food trucks, we listened to conspiracy theories from the guy they call a ponytail. We'd unwillingly get caught in gossip from one of the ladies who could still dance, and did. I'd see Walter shooting pool, quietly nodding and smiling at the folks passing through the front door. I'd grab a stick and ask him how he was doing, and he'd laugh and say, "I'm still kicking, just not as high." He'd tell me how he won everyone else's cigarettes on an army base, taking a Russian heavyweight to the cards. 160 pounds. He knocked me down, but he couldn't keep me down. Years later, Walter waltzed into the liquor store I was working at on the other side of town. He strolled through the door. "Hey kid," grabbed a beer. Just gotten out of the hospital, staying with a nephew who drove him to appointments. As he walked out the door and fell into the passenger seat, he raised his can my way in an invincible toast and called out, "I'm still fucking kicking." And today, I like to believe he still is. And my last poem is, I spent the night in Ketchum, and decided to try and find Hemingway. A night in Ketchum. I was turned around and out of my mind the night I found Hemingway's grave. In a stupor, I had stumbled the street and visited every bar still operating that he drank in. In one joint, I pulled up a stool, ordered a cocktail, traveled back to 1952. Neon lights, mixed drinks, reliving memories I never had. Then I crossed the street and drank beer with a retired couple from Massachusetts. We watched the Red Sox game at Whiskey Jacques, my namesake. My actual birth certificate lists Jacques St. John as my legal name. Anyway, I decided then and there that I'd drink a rum and coke with Papa anytime. No gums, though. That's where I draw the line. Thank you. Thanks for having me.